Hello everyone and happy Friday. Thank you so much for joining me for another evening beat to get your top local headlines on this Friday evening. I can't believe that we've made it in. It's felt like a very long week for me, as I'm sure for everybody else. So let's go ahead and get into our top local headlines. This one is on a story that we have been covering for quite a while, since last June. The woman accused of attacking a toddler with a pizza cutter at a Rochester daycare, now convicted of assault and child torture, among other charges. Jurors found 27-year-old Andriana Newburn of Pipestone guilty on all 7 counts for the attack last June. Court documents state Newburn cut a 14-month-old on the face, legs, and arms while arguing with the child's mother, who also worked at the Southwest Rochester daycare. The child had to undergo surgery as a result of the attack. Now, she will be sentenced on a later date. And to our next story out of Iowa, continuing coverage again on a story that we brought you last week. An Elma man enters a plea of not guilty in the case of an attack on law enforcement last week. Attorneys for 45-year-old Mark Zweibamer entered the not guilty plea on his behalf in paperwork filed yesterday. Zweibamer is accused of attempting to shoot and kill the Howard County Sheriff, 2 Howard County deputies, and 1 law enforcement officer last Wednesday. He is facing prison time for 4 charges of attempted murder of a peace officer. The sheriff's office has confirmed no one was hurt in the incident. And continuing coverage again on a story that we brought you last night here first on Evening Beat. New details in a hit and run crash that seriously injured a pedestrian in downtown Rochester yesterday. Rochester police say a 35-year-old man has been arrested following the incident. Darcy Lewis is being held on a charge of felony criminal vehicular operation caused by suspected driving while impaired. Around 5 o'clock Thursday evening, a man was critically injured after being hit by his vehicle. After he was hit by Lewis's vehicle on 3rd Street and 3rd Avenue Southwest. Police say Lewis is cooperating as the investigation is ongoing. Now, our last story of tonight is out of St. Paul. 3 weeks after adjourning without a budget deal, Minnesota's legislative leaders have finally reached an agreement. This has been a long time coming. That means special session will start at 10 a.m. Monday morning, allowing time for lawmakers from around the state to return to the Capitol. This comes after lawmakers have gavelled out on Monday, May 19th, with several major budget bills left unfinished. Transportation, health, education, and others. While they are constitutionally required to adjourn on the 3rd Monday in May, they're also required to set a budget by July 1st. If they don't, the state government will shut down. The legislative working groups have been drafting these bills since the end of the regular session, and after weeks of detailed and sometimes tense deliberation, each of the 12 working groups has agreed to a compromise. As for what we can expect Monday with all 4 signatures from Minnesota top legislative leaders, it's likely we could see the budget pass and avoid a shutdown. While state legislatures make their way back to St. Paul over the weekend, we're hearing from 2 local state lawmakers from across the aisle ahead of Monday's special session. KTTC's Ryder Blair shares more from DFL Senator Liz Bolden of Rochester and Republican Representative Steve Jacob of Altura tonight at 10 and 9 o'clock. And if you missed that story later on tonight during our newscast, you can always catch up with us on those stories on our app, on our website, on all platforms. Well, that'll do it for us tonight here on our Friday evening beat. That'll do it for us. I will see everybody back on Monday at 7:30.